sent me didn't work, I figured what I would do is just build you a quick little demo of the application of what we're doing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just do this as quick as I can because I know your time is precious. So we're going to go to a FireMonkey desktop application, create a new one of those. We're going to make this really simple. We're going to need a SQL server method. We'll put one of those on there. I need a SQL connection. TSQL, where is it? TSQL connection. We need one of those. And this guy right here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to set the driver really quickly to data snap. I don't need a login prompt. Let me go into the parameters, set the stuff here, 100, 12, get all the internal stuff. I'm going to hit true. I'm going to right click. I'm going to say generate me my data snap classes, which it just did. So now what I need is I need a data set provider, T data set, TSQL data set. Where's my T client data set? There's what I'm after. Let's see here. T data set provider. Need one of those, and I'm going to need a bind. If I could type today, I need a T live bindings. In addition to that, we're going to need a www lookup combo. Okay. And we're going to need a www edit, one of those great components. And there's the first one. We're going to need one of those. Let's make sure it's fat and wide. All right, my system is seeming to want to freak out doing this. All right, let's wind that up. And let's hit F6. Interesting. So www edit. Let's put another one of those on there. And let's go ahead and say yes. Let's go over to some code. Maybe it'll stop. Yeah, there we go. Stopped going weird on me for a few minutes. Okay. Let's make those nice and wide. Really nice and wide. That'll give us what we want. So now let's add a button. Okay, a T button, and we're going to need one more of those. I think I feel like David I doing this. Okay, so this first one we're going to call connect. This next one we're going to call is refresh. Okay, we'll keep those nice and simple. Okay, so this one here, we have that one that connects. This guy here, let's set our properties really fast. So there's the SQL connection method. System closed gracefully. Great. Connection refused. They're updating the server as I'm in the middle of a demo, doing a demo. All right, well, we'll give that a few seconds here before we do that. Let's tie this in. They normally get those back up and running really quick. So here on the data set, what we're going to do is we're going to come up here on the data set, and we're going to click here, and we're going to set the data set provider to the SQL server method, and then on this one here, we're going to take this one and we're going to set its provider name to the data set provider. Excellent. Bind source is going to go back to the T data set. And my computer doesn't apparently like me the way that it's recording right now. So the data set, we're going to put this back to the T client data set. Okay, now we're going to go to here, and we're going to go to your lookup value as a DB lookup, and this is going to be state GUID. We'll set that one. Let's see if we can get this thing to connect now. Connection still is being refused. All right, we'll give that a half a second. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go onto here, and what I'm going to say is the onChange event here. I'm going to go down there, and we're going to say that on the onChange event, we're going to go to client data set, and whatever the client data set's value is on that onChange event, we're going to set the www edit 1 text, if I could type today. Okay, and that's going to be filled by name, state GUID, as string. Okay. Then what we're going to do is we're going to do something along the same thing. We're going to go to refresh. But when we do refresh, we're going to call the exact same function, except this time around we're going to pump it into the second one. So the idea is that whatever the client data set is looking at that time is what we're going to put into that box at that time. Now the connect, what we're going to do under the connect is we're going to just set the client data set to active is all we're going to do. Equals true, okay. And let's see if we actually have this. There they go. Like I said, sometimes they disconnect them and update it because we are in the process of development. So I'm going to double click here. I'm going to add all the fields. Oops, well, of course we're missing the table. We need to take and put our server methods in. So our server methods are, let's see here, methods location. We are after states. Get states. That's what we're after. So we're going to now add all the fields. Excellent. But now we're going to go into the T parameters. And I do have to set a session GUID. If I don't do that, it's a security measure that we have. I'm just going to grab one out of the database that we used before. It's actually an enhanced security permission settings that we use. So go ahead. That's all good. Excellent. Excellent. Okay. And then the data set here, I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm going to go to the data set, and I'm going to right-click, add all the fields. Now, this component is linked through, and what I'm going to do here is I'm going to obviously double-click. I'm going to say add all fields, but I want to remove the state GUID and the abbreviation state. So I just want the abbreviation of the state name. So I'm going to delete those so we're down to the 2. Okay. With that being said, I think that we have everything we need. I'm going to hit go, and I'm going to store this project in my standard area for dummy test projects, all my test projects. We'll put this one in lookup combo, and we'll save everything in there nicely, keeping it really simple. And what we'll do now is when the project runs, like it just did, I'm going to say connect, and I should hit the down arrow, and you can see I have a listing of all the states. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to pick Washington. I hit Washington, and you'll see that on the onChange event, I got 51 for C1. Now, if I hit refresh, which is calling to the exact same thing, without making any alterations, I hit refresh, I get a different value. Now, I know that this GUID here is the first record in that data set. I know that, and I've done nothing else to the data set. Now, how do I know that? When I hit the drop down, it's pointing to it. The problem is I changed it in the component. I changed it to Texas. Hit the drop down, I know that this is Texas. Yet if I hit refresh, I'm still looking at the wrong one, no matter what I do. I hit the drop down, I'm back to Alaska. It doesn't hold where I'm changing the value to for some odd reason, and I'm not sure why that is. That's the issue that I'm having. Now, in this particular case, I'm not setting anything other than changing values here, and you can see that they update. And if I hit Alaska, you can see that I get the same exact value. So I know that what happens is that it's not changing the value. So this is where we're stuck. So if you could give us a clue as to what to do, I'll bring up the source code really quick so that you can take a look at it. That is it. Really basic stuff. I'm just grabbing out of the client data set the state GUID and activating the component. It's not changing the client data set. So, Roy, if you have suggestions, let me know. I really do appreciate all of your support. Your components are phenomenal. We've used them for years, at least 14 years now we've been using these. So I appreciate it, but this one's got us stumped. So let me know, and I appreciate it. Thank